Welcome to the Stoic State family. Every day we face challenges that test our patience. Whether it's being stuck in traffic, dealing with a difficult coworker, or experiencing a technical glitch during an important call, life is full of these minor annoyances. It's not the situations themselves that truly matter, but how we respond to them. Our reactions shape our days, and ultimately, our lives. Today, we'll delve into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that not only helps us endure these frustrating moments, but empowers us to thrive in them. Stoicism provides practical tools to transform daily frustrations into opportunities for personal growth and inner peace. By the end of this video, you'll understand why Stoic principles have influenced some of history's greatest minds, and learn practical strategies you can implement today to live a more resilient and fulfilling life. Let's embark on this journey together and explore how the calm logic of Stoicism can help us control our reactions, cultivate serenity, and achieve profound personal transformation. If you appreciate what we're discussing and want to continue learning, please consider subscribing and make sure to watch the entire video to gain the full insights we're about to explore. We'll start by examining the nature of anger through the lens of Stoic wisdom. It's natural for everyone to experience anger at times. It's a part of the human experience. However, this is where Stoicism offers profound wisdom. Stoic philosophy teaches that while we can't always control what happens to us, we can control how we respond. This principle is key to transforming our relationship with anger. When something goes wrong or someone irritates us, our instinct might be to react angrily. But what if, instead of reacting impulsively, we paused and considered the situation? Stoicism encourages us to view these moments as opportunities to practice virtues like patience, understanding, and resilience. Lesson 1. Understanding anger as a natural emotion. Recognizing anger as a natural emotion is the first step toward effectively managing it. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of not letting external events sway us, but instead focusing on our internal responses. They believed that our emotions, including anger, are rooted in our judgments about events, not the events themselves. For instance, when we feel angry, it's often because we've placed a specific judgment on what has happened. This insight opens a powerful door for us. Each time we feel anger rising, we can pause and ask ourselves, what judgment am I making about this situation? Is there another way to view it? This approach isn't about suppressing or denying anger. It's about understanding its root. By identifying what triggers our anger, we can begin to change how we respond. Imagine getting cut off in traffic and feeling anger bubbling up. Rather than reacting impulsively, you might reflect on whether it's truly the other driver's action that bothers you, or the belief that your time is more valuable than theirs. Acknowledging our own anger can deepen our understanding and empathy for others who may struggle with their emotions. This awareness allows us to approach interactions with both self-compassion and compassion for others. By practicing self-compassion, we cultivate a gentler response to life's challenges, which helps us connect more meaningfully with those around us. This concept is central to Stoic philosophy and is incredibly liberating once grasped. You'll realize that much of our frustration and anger stems from situations or people beyond our control, no matter how much we wish to change them. Stoics like Marcus Aurelius taught that true power lies in recognizing the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot. Lesson 3. The power of control. According to Stoicism, we only control our thoughts, decisions, and actions. Everything else, other people, their actions, the weather, the past, and much of the future, is outside our control. This insight is transformative because it helps us stop wasting energy on things we cannot change and instead focus on what we can influence. By accepting this distinction, we regain a tremendous amount of power. Focusing on our own reactions and attitudes empowers us to navigate life's challenges with clarity and intention. Imagine the amount of energy we spend worrying about things beyond our control. Stoicism teaches us to direct this energy inward, towards developing resilience, patience, and a more composed state of mind. Lesson 4. Finding inner peace through self-discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote extensively about focusing on our inner world rather than external events. He reminded us that we have control over our own minds and actions, even in the face of difficulty. By practicing self-discipline and training ourselves to respond thoughtfully, we begin to experience a sense of inner peace and freedom from the turmoil of daily life. When frustrations arise, instead of reacting impulsively, practice taking a deep breath and assessing the situation. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If not, how can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? This habit gradually helps cultivate a calm, centered approach to life's unpredictability. Let's apply Stoic principles to a practical example. You're stuck in traffic, already running late. Your initial response might be frustration or anger. Stoicism, however, invites you to reframe the situation. You can't control the traffic, but you can control how you respond. Use this time to listen to an inspiring podcast, reflect, or simply practice patience. This shift in perspective turns a source of frustration into an opportunity for growth. Another example could be dealing with a difficult coworker. While you may not control their behavior, you can control your reaction. Instead of letting their actions disrupt your peace, try viewing the situation as an exercise in patience and empathy. Over time, practicing these responses helps you develop a resilient and calm approach to similar situations. As we conclude today's discussion, remember that Stoicism isn't just about enduring life's challenges, but about using them to grow stronger and wiser. The teachings of Stoicism, focusing on what you can control, responding thoughtfully, and practicing empathy, are transformative tools for leading a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Stoicism doesn't promise an easy life, nor does it eliminate difficult people or situations. However, it equips us with the mindset to handle life's challenges effectively. By viewing obstacles as opportunities to practice virtue and hardships as tests of resilience, we can begin to thrive rather than merely survive. If this journey into Stoicism resonates with you, consider incorporating these principles into your life. As you continue practicing, you'll find that each small step brings a greater sense of purpose, peace, and resilience. Thank you for joining us here at Quote Stories Hub. We're grateful for your curiosity and dedication to personal growth. Remember, the path to wisdom and inner peace is long and challenging, but each step you take is a step toward a more meaningful life. So, keep walking this path with courage and patience. Imagine you're working on a group project and someone isn't pulling their weight. Frustrating, right? You might even feel your temper rising. But here's where Stoicism offers a shift in perspective. Ask yourself, what part of this situation can I actually control? You can't force your teammate to work harder, but you can control how you respond to the challenge. Maybe that means having a conversation about expectations or redistributing tasks within the group. By focusing on what you can control, you not only reduce your own stress, but also open up more constructive ways to solve the problem. Another essential Stoic principle is accepting that some things are beyond our control. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It's about understanding where our real power lies and not letting external events rob us of our peace of mind. For instance, if you're stuck in traffic and getting irritated because you're going to be late, pause and think, can I control the traffic? remember. But what can you control? Your reaction. Maybe you can use this time to listen to an audiobook, play calming music, or organize your thoughts for the day. The beauty of focusing on what you can control is that it gradually builds a stronger, more resilient mindset over time. You'll find yourself less rattled by life's ups and downs because you know where your responsibilities end and where acceptance begins. This isn't about suppressing your feelings. It's about channeling your energy more productively. This approach is about being fully present, aware of where we are and what we're doing, without getting overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's happening around us. This aligns beautifully with Stoic teachings, which emphasize awareness of our thoughts and actions, and the importance of maintaining control over our responses to external events. Why practice mindfulness? Mindfulness helps us create a pause between our experiences and our reactions to them. By becoming more mindful, we can choose responses that align with our values and goals, instead of being swept away by emotions. This is particularly useful when dealing with anger or frustration. For example, when someone says something upsetting, instead of immediately reacting or snapping back, mindfulness allows you to take a step back. You notice the surge of emotion, but choose to observe it without acting on it right away. This space created by mindfulness is not just calming, it's empowering. It gives you the chance to choose a response that you won't regret later. Mindfulness sounds great in theory, but the real magic happens in practice. One simple technique is focusing on your breathing. When you feel anxious or angry, take a moment to concentrate on slow, deep breaths. This focus pulls your mind away from the triggers of stress or anger and brings you back to something you can control: your breath. Another practical method is mindful observation. Choose an ordinary activity like drinking a cup of coffee and fully engage all your senses. Notice the aroma, the warmth of the cup in your hands, the taste. This practice transforms a simple moment into a richer experience, training your brain to apply the same level of awareness in more challenging situations. When anger or frustration arises, you'll be better equipped to handle it with the same calm focus. Stoicism also teaches us about the impermanence of our experiences. Nothing lasts forever, not even our emotions. Mindfulness complements this by helping us experience our feelings without judgment. Acknowledge that you're angry, recognize it, but also remind yourself that this anger is just a passing state. It's not who you are, and it doesn't control you unless you let it. Understanding that everything changes and nothing lasts forever is a universal truth that can help us navigate life's ups and downs with more grace and less frustration. It's about recognizing that our circumstances, emotions, and even our thoughts are in constant flux, and learning to embrace this change instead of resisting it. Think about how often we get upset because things didn't go as planned. A job promotion didn't come through, a relationship ended unexpectedly, or a sudden health issue arose. Our first reaction might be to resist these changes, to feel angry or sad. But Stoicism invites us to look at these situations differently, through the lens of impermanence. When we fully grasp that nothing is permanent, we begin to understand that our anger or disappointment is also temporary. This perspective doesn't diminish the importance of our feelings, but offers a more balanced view, helping us to manage our responses and maintain inner peace. Embracing impermanence allows us to live more in the present, worrying less about the past or future. When we understand that everything is temporary, we begin to appreciate our experiences and the people around us more deeply. Knowing that circumstances can change at any moment makes it harder to take things for granted and easier to appreciate the moment. This awareness can be incredibly freeing, reducing the sting of negative events while enhancing the joy of positive ones. How can we practice accepting impermanence in daily life? Start by reflecting on the transient nature of your surroundings and experiences. Notice how the seasons shift, how your emotions change throughout the day, or how relationships evolve over time. Observing these changes can remind us that nothing is permanent and that change is the only constant. Another way to integrate this mindset is by adjusting your response to disruptions or unexpected changes. Instead of reacting with frustration when something doesn't go your way, take a moment to acknowledge that this change is part of life's natural flow. It's an opportunity to adapt and grow. Think about times when things didn't work out as planned, only for something better to come along later. Often, it's only in hindsight that we realize how these changes benefited us. Stoicism doesn't just ask us to accept impermanence, it encourages us to find strength in it. Each change and ending provides a chance to practice resilience and flexibility. With this mindset, we cope with life's challenges more effectively and move through them with a sense of peace and anticipation for what's next. Stoics believe that understanding the root causes of our emotions leads to greater self-mastery. When we understand our emotions, we're better equipped to respond to life's challenges in ways that align with our values, rather than simply reacting out of habit or impulse. Every emotion, whether anger, joy, sadness, or fear, arises from our perceptions. For example, if you feel anger when someone interrupts you, it's worth asking why. Does it stem from feeling disrespected, or does it reflect a deeper insecurity about whether your voice is valued? Exploring these questions helps us understand not just our reactions, but also the beliefs and values that underpin them. This understanding is crucial because it allows us to challenge and change our perceptions, ultimately influencing the way we feel. Stoicism teaches us that our emotions are based on our judgments, and the good news is that judgments can be examined and altered. When a strong emotion arises, try stepping back and asking yourself, what am I believing right now? Is this belief true? Is it helpful? This kind of questioning can be powerful, allowing you to shift your perspective and choose a different, more constructive emotional response.